walking through and seeing all these huge statues of Illidan and Jada Proudmoore. It was just like surreal. I can't even describe it. And like 2 days prior to me finding out that I got accepted, there was a whole interview, or not an interview process, but an application process. So I filled out an application process as a chapter leader. I think it was open to executives of all of the chapters from across the country, and I was just selected. I think the reasoning was that we were a new chapter, we're kind of large compared to some other schools, and their theme for this semester was kind of getting the new chapters involved. Tespa is a governing body. They try and stay game agnostic. They mostly handle most of the Blizzard games right now that are esports, and they are also doing Rocket League this year as well. So they have over 500 chapters, I believe, and they govern those tournaments. So everything that happens in the fall for Overwatch, for StarCraft 2, for Heroes of the Storm, Hearthstone, Rocket League. So they are the governing body. They set the rules, they set the tournament standards, supporting tabling events for clubs, all those social events. They'll send care packages out. So they're really just like a huge facilitator for like clubs in the community. So I was there for 4 days. I arrived on Thursday in the morning, and it was weird because there's palm trees, and the only place we have palm trees in Kansas is in the encyclopedia. So that was kind of interesting, and I had never been to California before, so I was like just really excited to be there. I showed up at the hotel. They actually had a Tespa person staffed at the front desk, which was Robert, who's a great guy. I actually hung out with him after I put my stuff in the room and just watched all the other chapter leaders come in. So it was like a huge welcoming party. It was super exciting. We all hung out, and that first night we went to the Overwatch League, which was just like, it was like, I don't know, I've been involved in esports for like a year and a half now. Never been to a pro match, anything like that. I've been handling all the college stuff, and that really made it like real for me, like feeling all the hype. We snuck down to like the lower seats like halfway through, and I was accidentally on stream because I like looked back and they were doing a halftime show. It was hilarious. The second day is when we actually went to Blizzard HQ for the first time, and they gave us a tour. We were sorted into groups based on like personality traits, so I got to make a lot of connections with the people that were in my inner circle. We got to experience like the Tespa headquarters. I learned a lot about their jobs and what they do and how they go about doing that. I learned a lot about leadership and managing personalities in the club on that first day. We also had a professional mixer where we got to go speak with people that are doing things in the industry or working for Blizzard and what their jobs are like. So that was a huge eye-opener, and it gave me a lot of hope for pursuing esports as a career or pursuing something in the gaming industry as a career. On the second day, we had more workshops. We were in a different building. We talked about diversity. We talked about how to run events, how to get sponsorships. So very valuable, pertinent information. So it wasn't just a vacation. It was a lot of really essential information that I got to learn. So the one thing that Tespa was really driving the nail on this semester is campaigns. They're changing the way that clubs can see progression in their relationship with Tespa. So one thing that they ask of you is that if you run an event that is supported by Tespa, you take 15 pictures and submit it to them. So we're supporting them with our content, but they're also supporting our content as well. So as we're running events, we level up on their website, and based on the level, we acquire rewards as a club, whether that's like better care packages or different support from their website or perks for all our members that are like actually in-game rewards, stuff like that. So that's really cool. And the new varsity league, I think, is the really big thing. So supporting these varsity-specific programs like ours here is just huge, because that gives them a completely different echelon of play. They get to play against the best all the time. People that are committed, people that are there to play Overwatch. While the club is very competitive, it's definitely supposed to be a more casual and fun and inclusive environment, where this is not. This is exclusive. This is guys training and working hard. So that's the thing I think I'm most excited for, is the campaigns in Varsity League. I think the trend that I've seen, and it's something that's actually tangible, is more schools are starting to support their programs. The College of New Jersey, Ryan was one of the other chapter leaders at the event, and they just recently began, and they have full club support. They're running huge Smash events. The New Jersey Institute of Technology as well. Carleton University in Canada is super supportive. Rutgers is doing a lot of stuff. Brown University is working on a lot of stuff as well. So a lot of those East Coast schools are really catching on with their programs starting to support their schools starting to support their program. We got shuttled to the Blizzard headquarters, and I made sure I didn't like look up anything beforehand, so it would be like totally fresh when I got there. But we all got in, and then there's the main courtyard that I think everybody has seen pictures of the big statue of the orc from World of Warcraft. And so on the big tour, if you don't know, Blizzard has like a 26 building campus. Tespa's building 25. They walked us through 5 or 6 buildings on the first day. The Tespa headquarters is a little bit further removed and really nice, really exclusive, so they can focus on their work. The tour was just amazing. I mean, you're walking through hallways of, big displays about Hearthstone and the museum that everybody can take a tour of, and then walking through and seeing all these huge statues of Illidan and Jada Proudmoore. It was just like surreal. I can't even describe it. And we actually ate lunch in the cafeteria, which was like the most impressive part. It's super involved and it's super employee focused. Like it seems like an absolutely fantastic like work environment. Like everybody there was so kind and so nice, and it's really relaxed. At least that was the vibe I got when I was there. It's really relaxed, really cool, and it was definitely a place that you want to be. Yeah, they're basically symbiotic at this point. Tespa has a little bit more agency because, like I said, they're trying to stay game agnostic. With the Activision Blizzard partnership, they were able to add Rocket League, which is huge. But they're definitely a supporter of like the entire collegiate scene. I think more importantly than like supporting Overwatch, I think that the word collegiate is a better descriptor of what they do. So they're really supportive of every chapter, regardless of what games they're involved in. Tespa has put a lot of resources into their esports program, and so has Blizzard. Bolstering a pathway for a kid to go to just like a traditional sport, like play in high school, and when they go to college and they're good enough, they're already experienced that team environment, and then when they get to college, they're good team players. Like they can get on a team, they've been in that environment. There's no time period for adjustment. And then once they finish college or whatever, if they want to pursue playing or going into the gaming industry after college and getting integrated with the professional scene or Overwatch League or the gaming industry at Blizzard Riot, anything like that, is going to be really smoother. So they're trying to build that pathway, that connection between I'm a high school player and I love Overwatch too. I'm the technical producer for, Heroes of the Storm or something. Like trying to clarify the transition of that pathway, because it is a very competitive field. Like this is how you do it. This is how you can get involved. This is what you do if you want to create a startup, stuff like that. All the other chapter leaders were really impressive. My roommate when I was at Tespa was Anson Ho from Weber State. He was an awesome guy. Kevin from Carnegie Mellon. I know every single one of their names now, like by heart. Like I could just list them off. But everybody there was like super awesome. That's something that I think is our weakness here, is like our ability to run like large scale events. Not that that's what we're trying to do, but if we wanted to. So that's definitely something that I could take away from them. They were a lot of people like me, like that just really love their game. Like a lot of them play. Most of the people there were the president of their respective chapters. So all these people are super involved. They're super personable. They're doing the best that they can with the resources that their school is giving them, or if they have full school support, they're just doing their best to build the collegiate scene as well with Tespa. One interesting relationship that I think is going to be tangible in the Wichita experience is the relationship between me and Sean Jones from the University of Toledo. We're working to build a collegiate scene for teamfight tactics. So we really want to flesh out maybe like a regional league for TFT, flesh out a tournament format. So that's the kind of things that we were building there. It was like, hey, do you want to, like, your college is close by, what can we do? You guys are on the East Coast. We don't do anything on the East Coast. What's up with you guys? So it was just being able to connect with other people who knew the experience of being a president or being in an executive position of a club was pretty invaluable.